It's a very interesting thing. When I was in Fiji, some of my Fijian friends, they're very dark skinned, and they said, well, you will think this story is interesting. It was probably 150 years ago. We've got relatives that one's white and one's black. Our great-great-grandfather was from up in the interior, big, strong Fijian man who used to come down and work on the wharfs, lifting the heavy crates. And he met a little white lady, and her father owned the trading shop there. Well, they ran off together, and they ran off into the interior, and you know, they never saw her again. And they said, she looked like you. They light her hair and blue eyes. She said, every now and then a white kid pops out. And sometimes it can be a couple of generations later. A lot of information in the DNA. If you were to put all the information that is in the DNA into alphabetical language and put it into paperback books and stuck them on top of one another, it would go to the moon and back a few times. I can hardly get my mind around that information. And the psalmist declares, I will praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvellous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. That's Psalm 139, verse 14. And that psalmist did not know what I'm telling you today. The DNA is made up of the food that we eat. The outside strands is made up of polysaccharides. Polysaccharides simply means many sugars. And everything we eat is made up of many sugars. The juice you had for breakfast this morning is made up of many sugars. The crossword bands is made up of amino acids, and amino acids is a breakdown from the protein that we eat. And the glue that glues these two together is minerals. The food that is the highest in minerals is vegetables, and the vegetable that is the highest in minerals is greens. Every evening we serve you broth, and in that broth there's a lot of vegetables, a lot of greens, and they all break down and the minerals go into the water. We strain it and then you drink the minerals, because every day you'll be having a sauna and you'll be sweating out a lot of waste, and we'll be talking about that in my next lecture. And we need to replace those minerals, otherwise you might get cramps in the night. Whether you eat vegetables raw or cooked, they've all got the minerals. The only time you won't get the cooked vegetable minerals if you throw the water out that you cook them in. Hippocrates, he said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. And he didn't know what I've just shown you there, that our very DNA is made up of the food that we eat. We are constantly being remade. Eye cells are remade every 1 to 2 days. That's why if you have eye surgery, it's often day surgery.